This is for our A2 Media Evaluation question 3. The question is, what have you learnt from your audience feedback? Throughout the process of construction planning and research and just the overall A2 Media experience, we have conducted 4 audience feedback tasks. The first one was a band of your choice, an artist of your choice, to gain information about what kind of audience listens to the music and why, and if our assumptions we had about that band artist was correct. And we each did a different one. For example, Jess did Little Mix, Harry did Paramore, and Heather and I did 21 Pilots. And we used SurveyMonkey, we've got a wide number of response. And we managed to create a target audience because we managed to use social media to input the SurveyMonkey link online, and we found this was very successful in gaining responses. The second audience feedback task that we did was the target audience questionnaire music videos, which we also did via a SurveyMonkey, and then collated the responses, and each person in the group analysed 2 of the questions each. And we've managed to get a target audience through this because we distributed the questionnaire throughout people of our school. So as our band is pop, mainstream, we felt that the typical teenage range was most suited to our target audience. Then our third audience feedback task was a peer review of our first edit. We did this by asking 2 non-media students who hadn't ever worked in media before. However, they were knowledgeable about the music video industry, and we felt that they were examples of our target audience, as they fit into the age range, they were fit into the gender, they were very much listened to the genre of music that Bastille is, as well as other musics. We felt that they had a wide range of knowledge considering music and their music videos. We interviewed them separately and used questions after their viewing, and then we had written feedback from each of them to make sure they didn't feel pressured to write anything. The set of questions that we wrote down, we felt that was very extensive and detailed and helped suggest anything that we hadn't suggested in the verbal interview. And then the last audience feedback task that we constructed was similar to the one that I was just talking about, that it's another peer review of the last edit, and we did it in the same way. We used the same students, as we felt that they could draw a clear, concise comparison between the first edit and the last edit. I could see the transition from amateur music video creation to a more professional product that we felt that we had created in the end. We used the same style, we used the interview, same verbal questions. However, for the written questions, we changed it slightly to draw more comparison, to show progression, to draw more questions. For example, one of the questions stated if the use of slow motion retracted any sense of professionalism, which was a question we thought was key in helping decide whether our music video did in fact look a professional product in the end. So those were our 4 audience feedback tasks, but I'll now go into more detail about them. So the first one, as I was talking about, was the 21 Pilots audience research, or Little Mix and Paramore, as Heather and Harry did. And we felt that although we did different bands, we came to the same conclusion. We managed to make assumptions, find out that assumptions may have been wrong, may have been right, and then learn from our assumptions to kind of know what kind of a target audience is like. So, for example, this is our SurveyMonkey questionnaire for the 21 Pilots audience. We had a clear set of questions. We had 10. We had 7 quantitative and 3 qualitative. We thought this gave a range of answers to be received. And the first few questions were general, so what is your gender, what is your age? And then we delved more into our assumptions and what we felt that the band fit into. For example, 21 Pilots, they were more rock, alternative, more punk. So we felt questions like based around how many piercings a person would have, what's current hair colour, what is the go-to outfit. We felt these questions delved into the kind of people, what the actual people are like that listen to the band, and therefore we could make a sense of a clear target audience. And we felt that what is your favourite genre of music allowed us to give a range of insight into what kind of people that listen to 21 Pilots listen to. So we gave a wide range of answers, so jazz and indie pop, rock, screamo, electric, blues, rap, R&B, alternative, Asian pop, reggae, and gave the option boxes other, just in case we had missed something out. We felt like by being detailed in our choices that the audience would, we would give a clear insight into what the audience is specifically like. We also felt like, similarly to question 5, what other artists you listen to, we felt that we could clearly discover what kind of genre, artist, what is their daily like when listening to music, watching music videos, what do they typically go to. Then the last 3 questions were all quantitative. Why do you listen to 21 Pilots? What makes 21 Pilots different to the other artists? 21 Pilots is a predominantly younger audience. How far do you agree with this view and why? We thought these were very strong questions, although some people might not take the time to write a full answer. Even a brief little summary of what they might like about 21 Pilots or what makes them different. We thought that this would clearly discover what makes them different or what kind of makes the target audience as they are. So when analysing the results, we created a PowerPoint which shows our assumptions using the Forsey characterisation of the struggler, and we then made assumptions about the band, so punk rock, emo vibes seen through there. We used images online to make assumptions, so like costume design, live performances, photographs of the audience as well as shows. We also managed to use social media, so for example Instagram, Vine, Twitter, to kind of see what the band are like, what kind of responses they were getting from their audiences. We thought this gave a clear and concise difference between the band and the audience, why they listen to them, what makes them the target audience and why. So some images of the target audience that we felt were typical of listening to 21 Pilots. So they seem quirky, predominantly females, but there is a mix of gender. They seem predominantly teens as well. But from experience, I know that there is a wide range of people that listen to this band. We also used the lyrics as well as when making assumptions. So the overall assumptions were that they were angsty teens that listened to the music. They would show individualistic ideas via their appearance, and they'd be quite rebellious in that they're listening to quite taboo sort of music, in that they express very harsh emotions that people today don't really tend to express. So at question 1, we learned from that our assumptions were correct, that the majority of the audience was female, so it was correct in our assumptions. We learned from the target audience and our audience feedback that there was females, males, but predominantly females, and we felt that this would help us in making further, when we was conducting our own music video, we would now know how to, we would try to make our music video appear to both a male audience and a female audience. And then question 2, what is your age? We felt with this answer that we got, it was mostly teenage, so between 12 and 20 there was the predominant age group that listened to 21 Pilots, although there was younger than 11 in there throughout the 20s, none over 34 though, as we found, which we suspected, and we found that assumption between the 15 to 22-year-olds was accurate. However, with the 11 minus, there was quite a few. There was 2 people. Well, there was 2 people saying that were younger than 11, so that surprised us, seeing as the maturity of the band. However, it depends on how people are brought up, and but we've also felt that this applied to 27 to 33 because they're so mature in the band, that target audience are reflected in that. So that's what we learned from our target audience here. And then how many piercings do you have? We found that our assumption was wrong, as predominantly 0 people had piercings. There was 58 people in the survey that had 0, although there was a mix of people who did have piercings, so 17 that had 2, 7 that had 1, and there was even 4 people that suggested that they had 7 plus piercings, such as that our assumptions were wrong, as the audience didn't have many piercings, so we were right in a certain aspect, as they did have piercings, they were expressive through their appearance. Question 4, what is your favourite current hair colour? We were also wrong here. We learned from the audience that the predominant hair colour was black, brown, blonde, the traditional hair colours. And although there was a mix, so like red, pink, green, purple and other, we did learn that we were right in assuming that there would be a expressive trait to the people that listened to the band. Question 5, what is your favourite genre of music? We thought that 21 Pilots fell under the alternative, so the alternative would be pop, and was correct. It seems as the growing mainstream becomes more alternative, it's also reflected in the target audience of today, so the typical mainstream audience, although there was obviously a mixed range of genres of music, so rock, indie, pop and rap were the other very prominent genres that they also listed to alternative. So we felt that because of our Bastille band that we chose, we was quite happy to see that pop was also accompanied alternative, as do Bastille the band, and we felt that we were mainly correct that they listened to rock, indie and pop from our audience feedback. Question 6, what is your go-to outfit item daily? We felt that the audience of 21 Pilots do favour simplistic, more not crazy, but more just simplistic in their outfit. So black skinny jeans and a plain t-shirt was most popular, as we suspected. So that's what we learned from audience feedback. Question 7 was, what other artists do you listen to? Here we felt that our assumptions were also correct because of Panic at the Disco and Fall Out Boy are also predominant rock, alternative, pop bands of today, and so we felt that the 21 Pilots and these two bands here accompanied them quite nicely. But then we also found that there was a large variation. So because we listed so many bands and artists, we felt that we had gained a lot more insight into what each individual response felt that they should listen to. Question 8 was the first qualitative data response. Why do you like 21 Pilots here? We felt that we found lots and lots of variations of responses, and that did follow our assumptions of the struggler. So they seek escape, offer new sensations. Question 9, this is similar for both question 9 and question 10. We found that our assumptions were right in that they had an admiration and awareness for physical appearance, and they felt that they were living for today and obviously offer new sensations. Question 10, we found that there was a lot of responses feeling that adults don't understand the things that teens go through, like the kind of emotions that teens go through, which is why they listen to 21 Pilots. And so therefore they seem more outcast as strugglers in society, which is a struggler assumption that we made in the beginning. So that's what we learned from our audience feedback, the qualitative data, which was very insightful. So our overall feedback was that there was a need for discovery, new ideas and experiences, and they seek difference, which is exactly what we had found. So this is some evidence for the exploring specific qualitative data, and that was our 21 Pilots audience feedback research. Although Harry and Jess didn't do the same band or artist as us, they gained very similar results in that they had both used SurveyMonkey, created a PowerPoint using their PowerPoint or Prezi using their results, and therefore gained a clear insight into what an audience is like, and that it is in fact reflected in the band, which is very helpful when trying to relate to our target audience of pop, alternative in Bastille. So therefore the audience feedback was very clear in helping us know how to appeal to our target audience when designing our own music video. So that was the 21 Pilots audience research that we got from our feedback. The next one is the target audience questionnaire for the music video, and we also used a SurveyMonkey for this, as we felt it was most appropriate. SurveyMonkeys are quick and easy to use. They allow up to 100 responses per survey, and their format is very wide in the options in a format and option boxes, question styles, etc. Although what we did find both in 21 Pilots and the music video survey is that surveys only appeal to a certain age range, certain gender range, and that, for example, if we wanted to put our Survey Monkey on a music video like we did for the 21 Pilots to reach an audience, we found that it only reached the audiences that would go on social media, that were actively taking part in the comment section, whereas there might just be an older generation that might not look at music videos online, that might have looked at them on the TV. So it really is different depending on the breadth of audience type when we were relaying our Survey Monkey. So that was the only disadvantage when using Survey Monkey, but we found that it wasn't an overall disadvantage when creating our own music video. So for our music video audience questionnaire, we, similar to the 21 Pilots, we used what is your gender. We found it was just a general cut and clear question, very generic, in that we'd learn what kind of, how the gender corresponds with the relating questions as they continue. Second question was, what genre of music video do you watch the most? This really allowed us to see what is favoured in today's society and what kind of music videos they watch, whether it's just popular music videos or whether it's the music videos that is favoured by the personal preference. So we gave quite an extensive list of popular genres of today. Question 3 was, what is your favourite music video of 2016? We gave popular examples. So, for example, Shawn Mendes, 21 Pilots, The Weeknd. To give an extensive list of popular music videos for today that we felt that everyone that we had supplied the music video to knew what they were. And by differing in genres, we thought it would appeal to more people too. Question 4 was, which artist do you believe is most renowned for good music videos? We felt that this question would provide us with what kind of belief the audience had about Bastille. So we wanted to kind of slightly target this towards Bastille, but also obviously learn about other artists and how they compare in their music videos. Question 5 is, what is the most important or your favourite element of a music video? So here we would learn what we should incorporate in our music video. So we gave typical response, so relationship between lyrics and music videos, celebrity appearance, special effects, narrative, camera quality, originality. We felt that we could accomplish all these things as we listed. So the most well responded to, we would definitely use it as an important element in our own music video construction. And question 6 was, what platform do you watch music videos on? So we felt that this would allow us to know what kind of platform to provide our music videos on. As today's society is typically YouTube, and that music video TV channels have gone out of fashion, but people do tend to find music videos also on Twitter, Facebook, and if they are connected to the band or they've received emails from a sign up of the band's website, that they've received music videos like that. Question 7 and question 8 are both qualitative questions. Why do you think there is demand for music videos, and does a music video change perception of the artist, and why? So we found that we should know what kind of audiences of today, the mainstream audience, feel about music videos. What is their opinion towards them in general? Why do they think music videos are made? Like what adds to does it add to the music? Does it detract from the quality of music? Does it depend on the music video entirely? And then question 8, does a music video change your perception of the artist, and why? And we felt that this would help us in knowing typical Bastille music videos and if we should follow with their conventions or perhaps stray or perhaps use a few to stay conventional yet try and change the perception of the artist, even if we wanted to challenge that. So that was our 8 questions. In finding results, 2 people analysed each question, so Jess did 2, I did 2, Heather did 2, Harry did 2. And so this is the PowerPoint that we made upon creating our results. So question 1 was, what is your gender? And obviously there was a female, a lead, but there was also a prominent male. There wasn't much difference, but there was a difference between the two. So although this question is a general inquiry, a request regularly found in almost every questionnaire, the answers do help us determine a specific target audience. So we found that when creating our own music video, should we target our music video towards a female audience? Should we have a strong female lead, a strong male lead, which was strongly debating within our group? So question 2 is, what genre of the music do you watch the most? and we found that it was pop and alternative, which was very helpful in relation to ours because that's the two genres that Bastille fall in. So the songs like Pompeii, Good Grief, and Of the Night are popular Bastille songs that have appeared in mainstream music. But there are other new songs such as The Anchor, which we used. There is the Ballad of Perry Smith, which is not well known, but we all fall in that alternative genre, although they're not pop mainstream technically. Question 3, what your favourite music video of 2016? This question was important to us because we felt that perhaps we can mimic some of the elements in the popular music video. So 21 Pilots' Heathens was the most popular music video, and in that music video you saw the band there, but we felt, although we didn't really want to do this with our own music video because we thought it would be more conventional of Bastille to be narrative driven, we did take on board that they appreciate the band and appreciate a wider context. So 21 Pilots their song featured in a recent film, so perhaps that's what made the song and music video more popular. Question 4, what artist do you believe is the most renowned for good music videos? Seems that Sia is most popular, but we also had a response from Katy Perry, Beyonce, Bastille, and Lady Gaga, so they were the most popular ones, which was quite helpful in discovering ours because Bastille, their conventions seem popular by mainstream society, so we can definitely show that Bastille makes good music videos, and therefore we want to do the same in construction as them. Then question 5 is what is the most important element in the music video, and we found that it was narrative, which really helped us for this from gathering the audience response. We really felt that this would help in creating our own music video, as it was strongly narrative driven, and the originality was also important. So we felt that we had to be original in our ideas. For example, we decided that we'd have a male protagonist who would express emotions of mourning, loss, sadness, grief, hope, faith, all these emotions that a typical strong male wouldn't express. So we felt like we was original in that, and the relationship between lyrics and visuals was also an important element we found from this audience feedback. We felt that by following, so for example, when there's a section in our music video where it pans down this stained glass window of this religious figure holding on to a cross, and as this pans, there's the Bastille sings "You are the light." That is the lyric of holding on to something links very closely to that. So we felt that we did strongly do all these 3 main important elements to the music video. Question 6 was what platform do you watch music videos? And we found that it was YouTube, which wasn't surprising really. So we knew that when putting out our music video, YouTube would be the way to go. Question 7 was why do you think there's a demand for a music video? We found that there's a common pattern in replies that were given from our audience feedback. So the whole demand that because of a label wanting to promote their song across different venues and channels with one particular person commenting, it gains the artist and song popularity, whilst another stated music videos are often used as a means of promotion for the song. So therefore it seemed as if the promotion was key in the demand for music video, which we do agree with, and we felt that by choosing The Anchor, which is a less popular song on the Wild World Bastille album, we would kind of try to gain the artist and song popularity. Question 8, does the music video change the perception of the artist and why? From all our audience feedback, mostly that this would change the perception of the artist, mostly that it could make them more negative of the artist. So, for example, if an artist presented feelings of happiness towards sex and drugs, then it would be more negatively connotated towards the artist. However, some people are more neutral, as it said that they would think of something in a different way, as they would look at the artist in a different way. For example, if an artist like Lady Gaga, she released a song about her experience of rape, which could help an audience connect to their artist, which we feel we should do. We should try and connect the audience to the artist. We should try and connect the audience to a wider context, which we're doing via religion, via emotion of the narrative. So that was our music video target audience questionnaire results. We felt that it was very important. Overall we found from our audience feedback that the alternative and pop are both mainstream genres. Therefore, it can be assumed a music video would be popular due to the band and their music alone. We also found that the audiences prefer narrative-driven music videos with their lyrics linked to the visuals. Therefore, to appeal to our target audience and the general public, we should solidify a cohesive narrative in the music video. And lastly, we found that from our audience research, a popular platform in which music videos are shared and viewed today is YouTube. Therefore, it seems in order to stay current in distributing and consuming music videos, we should also share our finished product on the site. So that was our second audience feedback task. Our third one was the peer review of the first edit, which we did of two non-media students. First was Bridie Thornton, second was Amy Shawley, and we had a interview style and written. So both videos we distributed on YouTube. We cut and edited it like an interview. So we stated the name. We showed a clip of for example, we showed a clip of them actually watching the music video, so it could show that they actually did watch it. And then we gave an interview after they viewed it, giving their opinions, verbal feedback, which was really helpful in our audience feedback. So, for example, from Bridie Thornton in the peer review of the first edit, we overall gained that she felt that the character who dies isn't apparent to the audience, so therefore we should focus on prioritising the narrative, using added shots that will explicitly show who the protagonist is in mourning. She felt that the terminology of crosses received was positively liked by her, so crosses, biblical references were positively received. She had the view that the first draft didn't compare to a lot of conventions in other Bastille music videos, as she felt that there were some Bastille music videos that were quite weird and quite crazy. For example, Send Me Off is quite strange, whereas there are other music videos of Bastille that do make more sense, which we felt we should try and overcome. Although we already decided that we were narrative driven, in that through our audience feedback we discovered that narrative felt more important. We felt that we should still be conventional in iconography, certain aspects of Bastille, but perhaps stray from this convention of Bastille music videos. And lastly, Bridie felt that the use of black and white slow-mo in the first edit was confusing to the audience, didn't really make much sense. So we decided all the things like these, the easily fixed feedback, we would change, and it was similar in her written feedback. We got the same, really. And then our second peer review of our first edit was Amy Shawley, and here is the video of that. It's very similar in the way that Bridie's is conducted in the same style. So she watches the music video, and then it's feedback. We ask her verbal questions. She has a chance to say anything freely. We have a set of questions, and we give her an option to say anything she feels she needs to add at the end. And then we've also gave her the written feedback form like Bridie, which she would same questions on both audience members, and then write down anything that they felt they couldn't express to us, or maybe they'd forgotten. So we felt that this was a good chance of getting a clear audience feedback. So Amy overall felt that the setting of the funeral narrative wasn't clear, so we would need, as this is what Bridie said as well, we would need to do reshoots or add more terminology to convey this strictly to our audience. She felt that some shots were too long or angled wrong, therefore we could use reshoots or editing to rectify this. She felt that the general terminology was positive, as did Bridie. And lastly, she felt that there was a slight random use of slow motion and black and white, and positioning of shots, which were confusing to the audience, which we therefore simplified. We felt that this was we felt that having this kind of peer review to non-media students was very important, as they are our target audience. They are the general public. They're teens, females most probably, although there is male gender we like to appeal to too. But we felt that this was very cohesive, very constructive in our audience feedback, as we made all the necessary amendments to our music video completely based on our audience feedback and teacher feedback. This was very important to us. Lastly, we had our last bit of audience feedback was another peer review. It was the peer review of the last edit. We used Amy and Bridie, but we used it of our last edit, so they could be able to compare. They could be able to see the progression of the music video. They'd be able to give feedback. So the first one was Bridie. We did it in the exact same style, so she viewed it, and then we asked her the same questions that were in the first lot of peer reviews, and so she gave her feedback. Then we also gave her the written feedback sheet, which was different to the first one, as it was able to draw a comparative between our first music video view, our complete finished progressive music video cut. And Bridie felt overall that the updated version has vastly improved since the beginning. The current product seemed professional and more coherent, which was very nice to hear. Secondly, she felt that the narrative was clearer. The idea in media that we should continuously show the audience an image, even if it's repeated 4 or 5 times, that it would stick in their minds, which obviously here was very successful, as Bridie now knew a clear narrative, clear idea of who the characters were, what was the aims, etc. She felt that the addition of sequences such as the preface and epilogue made the product more realistic and added to the overall narrative effect of the music video. So this was also very nice feedback to hear, as now we know that the aesthetics of the prelude and the epilogue were important in conveying a sense of looking back, a sense of time passing, a sense of accomplishment, a sense of overall getting past mourning, and that there is hope and faith. She also felt that although we asked her for positives, we also asked her for negatives. She didn't like the sections, the sequence of flashbacks of holding hands, but we felt maybe this was just personal preference, as when we asked other audience members, they didn't find anything wrong with it. So we just slightly mimicked it, so it was like more obvious that it was a flashback rather than just the protagonist looking back. And lastly, they felt that the things that they disliked in the first draft were scrapped and replaced with more improved and more intuitive ideas. So the reshooting of the angry scene in the living room was very well approved, as we got the chance to add more advanced effects like the cracking of the glass. We added some writing as that appears as from the Bible shot. So she felt that it was very important in changing the overall product. So that was what we learnt from our audience feedback from Bridie. And lastly, Amy gave her peer review feedback as well for the last edit. So once again, same style. She viewed it, then we asked her the same questions, and then gave her the chance to say anything freely. Then we gave her the written feedback. And overall from Amy, from our audience feedback, we gained that the updated version had vastly improved since the beginning, with the current product seeming more professional, more coherent, so the same as Bridie. She felt that it was much more professional as the epilogue and prelude also added to the professionalism with the more aesthetically pleasing shots, the more difficult shots to accomplish. She felt that the narrative was clearer, the idea of continuously showing audience an image is once again well received and recognised. She felt that the use of prelude and epilogue is an exciting idea, but to make sure that the prelude matched with the visuals of the music video and the timings of the song, which we later edited to make it the thought beats match a lot easier. Next, she felt that the use of advanced and simple effects, such as slow motion, which is a simple effect, but the overlaying of glass crack, an advance effect, creating emotion and professionalism to the entirety of the music video. So which we was very happy to hear this, as we wanted to create an emotional response from the audience, but we also wanted to convey a sense of professionalism like any other Bastille music video. Lastly, she felt that the length of the prelude didn't match with the epilogue purpose. She felt that the purpose was not conveyed well of the prelude. Therefore, we did use this as constructive criticism, and did in fact make sure that the ending was more in tune with the prelude. Overall, this is what that is what we have learnt from our audience feedback. We have done 4 bits of audience feedback that we have we constantly learned things from. We have been constructive in our production and in our construction of our music video time. That is answering the question 3 of the evaluation. Thank you.